So this is an experiment. This is a series of videos I'm going to try to post over the next week or so and see where it goes from there. They capture some of the main ideas that come from both my business development consulting that I do with agencies and studios, as well as some of the business development best practices that I employ when I'm selling a large digital project to a client, or if I'm helping to establish some kind of collaboration between a team I'm assembling and a client in order to achieve their goals. I think one of the most important elements in this is to identify that sales and the project itself are part of a continuum. They're all part of one opportunity. The client gets to determine in a lot of ways how long that opportunity persists. Does it move from a conversation like sales where we're kind of discussing the potential into a collaboration where we're actually making something together? If you look at it though as one long continuum, one long conversation, not sales and then delivery, then you're more consistent in your approach. You're more consistent in day 1 and day 100 and even day minus 10 and day minus 30 before the project gets signed. So be who you're going to be in the project during the sales process. If it's all part of one long opportunity, they meet the biz dev person on day 1, or they meet the agency principal, or whoever is leading the conversation on day 1, it should be a fairly frictionless transfer from what the client experiences on day 1 of that conversation to what they experience when a larger team takes over, to what they experience when they have a bad day in the project, to what they experience when they have a good day in the project. All of that kind of tenor is set in first impressions. First impressions are lasting impressions. If we come in to the sales conversation with a solicitous approach, or an approach that's different than what you're actually going to behave like when you're delivering, then you're creating some real dissonance between expectations and reality. You're setting your team up for failure if the client experiences one version early in the conversation, then it pivots into a very different version once the project gets started. So if you can conceive of the whole thing as an opportunity, the whole engagement, the whole relationship with a prospective client, you're going to start on day 1 in the same way, hopefully, that you'll engage once a project is signed, once a deposit is received, once you share your first kind of release of the work you're working on. You want to make sure that consistency is founded early. So look at the whole thing as an opportunity, look at it as a continuum, and show up on day 1 and be the partner they're going to expect throughout the whole process. Really set that expectation accurately and early.